Wheels America is sponsored by Grundy Insurance. Today on Wheels America, we check out the original Modena from Ferris Bueller's Day Off. We catch a rare 1970 Superbird ready to fly. We visit the M1 concourse for a giant car show. We spotlight the career of automotive legend Lee Iacocca. And we'll take a look at more of the greatest cars ever made on Wheels America.
I'm looking at a gorgeous 1954 Mercury Monterey, and I have to ask Jerry about this vehicle. Jerry, how did you come across this vehicle?
I came across it. It was in a private collection up in Oregon. And then I had a custom car I was selling, so he wanted to buy it. He got in touch with me and asked me if I would take this car in trade, plus some money for my car. So after I looked at it and saw the history, I said I would.
Did you have to do anything to this car, or did it come this way?
It was built 14 years ago and put in his private collection. So I was the first one to sit in the car in 13 years and drive it. But I had to change all the fluids in the car and plugs and points and timing condenser for sitting for that many years before you start it up.
What attracts you to this car?
It is an old school custom, the way it is done back in the 60s.
Can you give us an idea of some of the modifications that you've done on this car?
Absolutely. We put the split front bumpers on it, Frenched the headlights, pancaked the hood, which is round in the corners, and put a tubular custom chrome grille in it, which is also Frenched in. It has the old style spotlights on it. The back end of the car has been extended 12.5 inches to accommodate the Continental kit that was all handmade and built. The door handles have been shaved off it. It's been nosed, it's been decked, and it's been lowered.
So that's no small feat. What do you have under the hood?
Under the hood is a 351 Cleveland with the big heads on it, which is a special motor that Ford made. It was the same motor they put in the Pantera car that they made. It has power steering, power brakes, disc on the front, shoe on the back, and it's all modern day underneath the hood.
So let's talk about the interior.
The interior of the car is all custom done. It's old school 60s and 50s tuck and roll interior. The floor shift is out of a new Mustang, of course, because it has a modern day transmission with the motor. The carpet is all deep power carpet throughout the whole car and also in the whole trunk.
How much do you drive this? Is it a daily driver?
It's not a daily driver, but it's a weekend driver. I take it to all the car shows, take it to car shows out of state. It's a roadworthy car. It can run at the speeds that you have to ride on the modern day roads.
Are you getting a lot of attention from the ladies when you're driving this?
I get attention from everybody. Now when the ladies look and everything, my wife turns around and smiles right back at them.
At Wheels America, we know everybody loves cars. And we're here at the M1 Concourse in Pontiac, Michigan, at one of the biggest car shows in the country, showcasing everything from old classics to muscle cars. Let's go check it out. We're here with Sean and Jolene, who love cars so much they decided to build their very own. So, first question, you guys, what do you call it?
It's a 1931 rat rod, classy rat rod.
And tell us how the rat rod came to be.
Go ahead.
So it started a while back. We had a dream that we wanted to build like a 1930 pickup that revolved around family. We have 2 kids that are twins, boy and girl. We wanted them involved. So a vision came in our head and he took it from there.
Tell me about the planning process that was involved, designing, or was it just compiling parts?
Mostly compiling parts. You'll find something neat and then you just keep adding to it, and then eventually you start putting it together and it starts looking like something, and then you keep going from there.
And how often are you guys able to take it out for a spin?
She's put 2,400 miles on it just this summer already.
Impressive, very impressive. So how long did the build take?
It took about 2 years.
Okay, and tell us about what's under the hood. What are we working with here?
It's a 12-valve Cummins diesel with twin turbos and all the goodies that it takes to make it go fast.
It does go fast.
Yeah.
How fast?
I've never had it over 120.
That's pretty fast.
They're fast.
Jolene, how fast?
Well, it's got about 700, 800 horsepower. It scoots the boot for a grocery getter.
Can you guys tell us a little bit about the interior? I'll be honest with you, it's not quite as raw as you would think for a built from scratch vehicle.
So a lot of it is Pinterest ideas. It is a rat rod, so like he mentioned earlier, it's a lot of different ideas. I wanted it to look old but look new at the same time. Like with airplane bomber kind of look seats, leather, a little bit of rough finish, but still looking really neat and classy and clean.
How does it feel on the inside? Pretty comfortable?
It's not too bad. It's a little tight because it's so small in there, but it's not bad. Like, we can drive it for an hour and not die.
And how's the handling on the road? Is it a smooth ride?
It's actually pretty smooth. It's got airbags. It does lift up, you know, I don't know how
8 inches.
About 8 inches. You know, we have it dropped down on bags right now, but, you know, it rides really well. Compared to some of the builds that we did, it rides really good.
You're watching Wheels America! Grundy Insurance is a family-owned business. Frequently, you'll find me with my brother and dad working on one of our cars. We understand the importance of protecting what you love. Hi, I'm Josh Grundy. My family has been insuring collector cars since 1947. We invented agreed value coverage. Get the best coverage for the least amount of money. Agreed value, unlimited mileage, at a rate you won't believe. At Grundy, we get it. Call us now or visit us online at grundy.com.
Coming up on Wheels America, we'll take a ride in Ferris Bueller's unique set of wheels, and it's not a Ferrari. And we'll take a look at the amazing career of automotive legend Lee Iacocca when Wheels America comes roaring back.
Car guys love a fast car. I'm Sam Grundy. At Grundy Insurance, we'll get your quote done super fast. It's quick, easy, and it'll save you money. With Grundy, you get agreed value, 0 deductible, unlimited mileage, and no depreciation. Call us now or visit us at grundy.com. You'll be amazed at how fast we can get you rolling. Call us today. At Grundy, we get it.
Hi, I'm Joe, and I'd like to tell you about my car. This is a 2006 Lotus Elise. I bought it about a year ago now, traded a 2015 Mustang GT for it, wanted something a little more exciting to drive. So it has a Toyota 1.9 liter 4-cylinder engine out of a Toyota Celica actually. It's the 2ZZ motor. Makes 190 horsepower, somewhere around 200 foot-pounds of torque. More than enough for this car. It only weighs 1,900 pounds, so plenty of scoot. It's actually got variable cam timing, so once you get over about 6,000 RPM, second cam kicks in and gives you a nice kick in the pants. It's like a poor man's turbo. So as far as modifications I've done to this car, I haven't done too much, mostly just trying to keep it on the road. I added the headlight rings that it's supposed to get from the factory. This actually prevents the lens from melting the housing. Added a splitter here from GRP, mostly just to kind of protect the chin. It's such a low car, it scrapes on a lot. Filled in some things with paint, just little things like filled in the white Lotus letters on the calipers, and can't see it now, but on the shifter I filled in the numbers and letter. So one of the things I've done to it was rebuild the suspension. When I bought it, it actually had a blown out shock in the rear, and took the shocks out, sent them out to Bilstein to get them rebuilt, put them back in this spring. It seems to be doing fine now. Gave it new tires because it still had the originals on it for some reason, and changed out the radio. So on the interior, the highlight of it is actually how little there is inside of it compared to today's cars. All it really has is what you need: steering wheel, pedals, shifter, radio, basic HVAC systems that kind of work. It's got leather seats, it's got the touring package, so that means it's got carpet floor mats, carpet side panels, a little bit extra sound deadening material. I've changed out the radio. I didn't like the Blaupunk system that was on there from the factory, didn't think it was very user-friendly. Gave one that has Bluetooth, that way I don't have to mess with my phone when I'm driving. I'm Joe, and that was the story of my car.
If you remember the movie Ferris Bueller's Day Off, I am sitting in the actual 1963 Modena that was in the movie. And I'm here today with designer Neil, who's going to tell us a little bit more about this car. Neil, there's got to be a great backstory associated with this car. Can you tell it to me?
It's got a long history. My partner and I, Mark Goya, designed this car in 1984. It came out in Car and Driver, and John Hughes, the producer obviously of Ferris Bueller's Day Off, saw the car in a magazine, called me up a few times. I hung up on him twice, thinking it was a friend of mine playing a joke. And then I said, send me a letter. He did. So we took it up to Paramount. So it got in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. We had the car in production for about 3 years. And then I had a group who wanted to buy the company, which they did. And then I bought the rights back to it later on.
How many cars were actually built?
We did about 62. There's about 32 remaining. The car is all handmade. It was actually designed by Roger Penske's head Indy designer, a guy named Bob Webb. And then we did the bodies and everything else. So the performance is phenomenal. It does 0 to 60 in about 3 seconds, which is better than a current Ferrari.
What do you have under the hood?
It's got a big engine. It's got a 427 small block Ford. So it's about 600 horsepower, and the car weighs 2,200 pounds.
The interior on this vehicle is so beautiful, and the leather is so soft. What can you tell me about this interior?
Thanks, Sharon. This is actually Italian leather, and it's used from a little place in Italy where they don't have barbed wire. So there's no marks on the leather, and it's incredibly soft. The carpeting is Wilton wool throughout, so there's no artificial materials of any kind in this. And then even the radio, even though it looks like a 60s period radio, has got Bluetooth and 3,000 watts, which I know sounds ridiculous, but it sounds better than most modern stereos. The dash is all leather as well. Even the gauges, for example, that's a GPS speedometer, so there's no cable. It picks up the satellites and then will give you all the information that you need. And it's accurate within a tenth of a mile.
Now, you designed this car. How did you come on and settle upon the name?
It was inspired by the Spider California, and there's a fellow named Scaglietti who built that, who was from Modena, Italy. So we gave him a nod and we named the car Modena.
Neil, can I start this baby up?
Sure.
Oh, that sounds so sweet. You're watching Wheels America.
These are some beautiful cars. Hi, I'm Jim Grundy. We love classic cars as much as you do. That's why we tailor your policy for the way you drive. A Grundy policy covers you for 100% of the agreed value, unlimited mileage, 0 deductible, and no depreciation. Call us now or visit us at Grundy.com and we'll quickly show you how much you can save. At Grundy, we get it. Call us today.
Are legends born or are legends made? We'll let you decide as Wheels America spotlights automotive legends. In the automotive industry, Lee Iacocca epitomized the roll-up-your-sleeves, get-it-done work ethic, having said, get all the education you can, but then, by God, do something. Don't just stand there. Make it happen. Well, Lee Iacocca made it happen. He joined Ford Motor Company in 1946 as an engineer, shifted to sales and marketing, and helped change the way people bought their cars. In 1956, Iacocca launched the 56 for 56 campaign, where a customer paid 20% down, followed by 3 years of monthly payments of $56 for a 1956 Ford. The beginning of car financing was such a success that it was rolled out nationwide, and Iacocca was on his way. By 1960, he was a vice president and general manager of the Ford division, rising to president in 1970. During his time at Ford, Iacocca launched the Mustang in 1964, and Ford has produced more than 10 million Mustangs. The sporty-styled body with a long hood, short rear deck on a Ford Falcon chassis led to the popularity of a new class of vehicle known as pony cars. His successes continued with the Lincoln Continental Mark III, the Ford Escort, the Mercury Cougar, and the Mercury Marquis, which helped revive the Mercury brand. It was no secret that Henry Ford II and Iacocca didn't always see eye to eye, and that led to Iacocca leaving Ford and taking a big risk in moving to the struggling Chrysler Corporation. Lee Iacocca was about to undertake the biggest challenge of his career. And we'll take a look at that in part 2 of Wheels America Legends Lee Iacocca.
We're here with Cheryl checking out her 73 Grand Am, and Cheryl, this car has some serious sentimental value for you, right?
It does.
Tell us the story behind this vehicle.
So this was my third car that I had as a child. This one I actually took to prom. I provided the car for prom between the two of us. Shortly after prom, my transmission went out on the car, and it was $850 to get it fixed, and I couldn't afford it. So I sold it to the transmission shop and cried for days. Since my husband and I got married, he's been looking for this very car for me for quite some time.
And you just acquired this car how long ago?
About 4 months ago.
Does it feel the same as when you were a teenager?
100%. 100%.
And this car is 100% stock as it is right now, right?
100%. I had the same exact color and interior and exterior. The interior is a burgundy vinyl interior, identical to what I had.
Cheryl, obviously the Grand Am is known as being a pretty fast car. Tell us a little bit more about what you have under the hood.
So it has a Pontiac 400 in it, cubic inch, 220, I believe it's 223 horsepower.
This car's had a really long life, a lot of history behind this car, Cheryl, but you have plans for future modifications as well. Can you tell us some of those?
Yeah, we want to make it faster.
How?
So we're going to change the heads, the intake manifold, the distributor, the carburetor, and we're going to get it back up to its potential of, I believe it's 320-something horsepower.
Pretty comfy interior, would you say?
Extremely. Good ride, large, lot of room.
Another thing that really stands out to us about this vehicle, Cheryl, is the paint job.
Although the paint job is new, all the body panels on the car are all original. I'm happy with it because it's identical to the one I had.
Really brings you back?
It does.
Cheryl, what for you is the most memorable thing about this car, and how does it feel to have it back in your life now?
It feels really good. Unfortunately, the most memorable thing was the day that I had to give it away, sell it to the trans shop. It broke my heart.
Car guys love a fast car. I'm Sam Grundy. At Grundy Insurance, we'll get your quote done super fast. It's quick, easy, and it'll save you money. With Grundy, you get agreed value, 0 deductible, unlimited mileage, and no depreciation. Call us now or visit us at Grundy.com. You'll be amazed at how fast we can get you rolling. Call us today. At Grundy, we get it.
Coming up on Wheels America, we finally capture a Roadrunner, a 1970 Superbird, and we take a close look at a custom Austin Healey Roadster when Wheels America returns.
Grundy Insurance is a family-owned business. Frequently, you'll find me with my brother and dad working on one of our cars. We understand the importance of protecting what you love. Hi, I'm Josh Grundy. My family has been insuring collector cars since 1947. We invented agreed value coverage. Get the best coverage for the least amount of money. Agreed value, unlimited mileage, at a rate you won't believe. At Grundy, we get it. Call us now or visit us online at Grundy.com.
You're watching Wheels America.
We're here with Paul and his very rare 1970 Plymouth Superbird, built for extreme speed. Paul, tell us a little bit about the background of the Superbird.
Well, the Superbird was designed strictly to win the NASCAR, and it was built by prototype shops. The front nose was custom built, and the cars were shipped there. They put different fenders on, different hoods, a rear tail wing on it to get the car to have extreme speed and very good traction. They had access to a wind tunnel for the first time in racing, and that's how they developed this body style.
Paul, you were saying this car was designed with aerodynamics in mind, beginning with the nose. Tell us a little bit more about the shape.
Well, when they created the nose, it created such an aerodynamic car that they were actually lifting off the road. So they created the wing on the back, and the wing created so much downforce that it was collapsing the body of the car. So that's actually reinforced down into the floor pan of the trunk, and back in the 70s they had ads with people sitting on top of the wing. It's so strong.
So it's really anchored down there.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
How does this car drive? Is it pretty smooth or is it a little rough?
It's a very interesting ride, like nothing I've ever driven. It has a lot of strange motion because of all the downforce that's created from the wing in the back.
So this is a joyriding vehicle, right?
Very much.
So Paul, obviously a lot of power under the hood here. Can you tell us a little bit more about the details?
Sure, it's got a 446 pack, which is 3 two-barrel carburetors connected to a 727 transmission and I believe a 335 rear end in it, which is sure grip differential. So that means it's putting power to the road to both wheels, and it's a really quick car.
So many things about this vehicle that really stand out. We talked about the nose, the wing on the back, but also these scoops here are a really unique feature. Does that serve a purpose?
Well, on the street cars, they actually have no purpose at all. But when they actually designed this car, the ones that raced in NASCAR, they had a hole underneath the scoop, and they claimed in NASCAR it was so there was wheel clearance when you went around the corner too hard, when in fact it was an air outlet that increased the speed of the car considerably, and they got away with it.
Have you made any modifications to the interior, Paul?
Well, the interior is 100% stock, just like it came out from the factory in 1970, because on a car as rare as this one, you really don't want to do any modifications to it.
Yeah, you were saying it's so rare that it's actually more valuable in stock condition, is that right?
Absolutely.
And just how rare is this car?
Well, originally I believe they were built 1600, and now I believe there's only 300 some known to be around.
Okay, so that's pretty tough to find another one like this then.
Extremely hard, especially this particular one in the color combination. This is exactly what I was looking for, and I haven't seen another one.
There's a beautiful 1967 Austin Healey behind me, and Ed and Robert are going to talk to me about it. Ed, what can you tell me about this car?
Well, I've had the car for about 2.5 years. It's kind of been a dream for a long time. About 25 years I've been looking, and finally came to a situation where I had an opportunity to do something and found the car, got into it, had to do a few small modifications to it, but it's pretty much as you said. It's a beautiful car, it's one of my favorite colors, and it's just a lot of fun.
Ed, when we were talking earlier, you kind of had a special story about how you came across this vehicle. Can you share that with us?
Well, yeah, like I said, so this is a replica. I think it's a lot sexier, the body style, because of the fender flares and the way it's designed. The car's really set up for performance and for racing. We really use it as just a weekend car, you know, a getaway and a show car. I come out to a lot of the shows here locally and enjoy the circuit.
And what do you have under the hood?
It's a Crate 350, a really healthy one. It has a racing cam and a really free-flowing exhaust and the intake manifold. It's about 350 horsepower. It's set up with a manual automatic transmission. You have to manually shift. It's really high performance. It's a lot of fun to drive. It gets up and goes.
What did you do to the inside, or is there anything special and unique about it?
Well, the inside's all custom. It's a custom interior. It has a beautiful wood dash with it's a English walnut, you know, keeping with the the period of the car, and it's all custom. It's an upgraded stereo. Of course, it does have air conditioning for the Arizona summers, and it's just it's a really low setting. I'm a big, tall guy, and it fits me really well, which is unique. Some of the other cars I looked at didn't.
Okay, Robin, so Ed's a big, tall guy, but how do you like this car?
Well, like he said, it's our favorite color, so it's just beautiful. And being a replica, it's brand new. So, I mean, I think there were only 100 and some miles on it when we first bought it. And it's just, it's comfortable. It's an eye catcher. People love looking at it. It's very comfortable to ride in, and we always have the top down.
What is it that attracts you to car shows?
You know, I just love cars. I do turn my own wrenches. I've kind of been in the car culture. I have a son who's now 22, and he and I partnered together on a couple of vehicles prior to this one. The car culture is just the people. It's something fun you can do. It's something I enjoy, driving unique vehicles, unusual. And it's just a lot of fun to hang out with people and enjoy a nice day like today.
Driving collector cars is a thrilling experience. Hi, I'm Jim Grundy. We have a passion for collector cars just like you do, so protect your cherished investment the right way. At Grundy, you get agreed value coverage, zero deductible, and unlimited mileage. Call us now or visit us at Grundy.com and we'll show you how much you can save. At Grundy, we get it. Call us today.
You're watching Wheels America.
So, are legends born or are legends made? Wheels America continues its look at Lee Iacocca. Then you decide. 30 years at Ford Motor. His campaign, 56 for 56, changed how people purchase cars. He launched the Mustang, revived the Mercury brand, and became president of Ford Motor Corporation. For most, that's more than enough for one career, but not for Iacocca. After years of tension between Henry Ford II, Iacocca and Ford parted ways in 1978. Enter the struggling Chrysler Corporation, who courted Iacocca to lead a company verging on bankruptcy. Within a few months, Iacocca became CEO of Chrysler and began one of the most monumental turnarounds in automotive and business history. The rebuilding started by downsizing and streamlining the company and selling off a losing division and surrounding himself with former and trusted colleagues. Yet, despite the building momentum, Chrysler needed cash and plenty of it. That's when Iacocca appealed to Congress and secured $1.5 billion in loan guarantees. Chrysler and Iacocca were on their way, launching the highly successful K-Car line that included the Dodge Aries and Plymouth Reliant in 1981. These compact vehicles were based on design proposals that Ford had rejected during Iacocca's time. Then came the Minimax project that produced the highly successful Dodge Caravan and Plymouth Voyager. To date, over 12 million Chrysler minivans have been produced. These moves helped stabilize Chrysler, and they began turning a profit. As a result, Chrysler was able to pay back the loan guarantees 7 years early. Iacocca's next move was to acquire AMC, the American Motors Corporation, in 1987. The prize was the Jeep division, considered to be among the most profitable in the automobile industry. Iacocca retired in 1997, but remained active in a number of businesses, wrote books, and headed the Statue of Liberty renovation. Lee Iacocca, a Wheels America legend.
You're watching Wheels America.
You're watching Wheels America.
Wheels America is sponsored by Grundy Insurance.
Send us information about your car show. You might be on Wheels America, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel.